All right, here we go. Hey, I'm meteorologist Ben Peine with a look at your forecast here for today. It is your live weather conversation for our region, Southern Indiana, Metro Louisville, the Ohio Valley, and sometimes we go beyond as well. We're going to have your weather jokes, your weather history, your weather countdown, the weather models. We'll dive deep into all things weather here for us in our region. Thanks for popping in, whether it's on my page, meteorologist Ben Peine. There you see the spelling Peine, or Extol weather, EXTOL. Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather on the World Wide Web. We had a winter weather advisory last night, and that thing just kind of fizzled out. We just had some flurries in some spots early this morning. So National Weather Service canceled that at like 4 a.m. So no big deal with that. Roads are fine. And then later on this afternoon and into the evening time, we'll have light rain, and then that'll turn into some snow showers later on tonight, some occasional light snow tomorrow. I think overall the bigger story will be the polar period of weather that we're going to have this weekend into early next week. And the coldest day looks like Martin Luther King Jr. Day with a high of like only 24, and maybe Monday night only down to around 10 for a low temperature. So just buckle up for a cold stretch of weather, but it looks fairly quiet overall as we head through next week. So if you're new to the program here, this has been at 10, again, your weather show. I'm going to give you the current conditions, the forecast here right off the bat, in case you're just popping in and need to get out of here. We'll dive deeper into the forecast here in just a few minutes. And then if you want to stick around for the weather nerd portion of the show, we'll get into the weather models and the extended outlook, and then another recap. Happy Friday, by the way, January the 16th. We are cruising through a January. Today is kind of a special day in January as well, as it marks the coldest time of the year. This is the coldest stretch on average today through the 20th. So we get through this, and technically, on average, when you average it all out over the last 30 years, we use a 30-year climate period. This has been the coldest part of the year. I'm going to bring up the current conditions here in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and break out the grumpy cat today because it's kind of gloomy out there. And we got kind of a messy rain snow mix on the way later on this evening. As always, we're going to put the power of the Starlink internet to the test here today. So if there's a little bit of a dropout, we should be right back if that happens. Cross our fingers. It does not happen. I want to start off with a look outside live at IU Bloomington. We're excited there at IU Bloomington. They've got a little dusting on the grass still with a mostly cloudy sky. I don't know why my dog just growled. Skeeter probably saw the cat near his food bowl. Okay. Speaking of cat, my cat's been very loud lately, probably mad that I've been working from home. Anyway, a dusting there in IU Bloomington, but go Hoosiers, go Bisons Monday for the college football championship. My daughter's there, of course, and having a good time with that excitement. Here's a live look with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera, and it is just kind of a gray and gloomy start. You can always check this out live at fallsoftheohio.org. And some more look at our current conditions here. Oh, there's a big nerd showing up on the page. Extol mag.com/weather. That's where our live stream is up right now, where you can find that. We've got a current temperature of 30 degrees at the Extol Media Studios in Uptown at New Albany. Hey, a wind gust at 22 puts our wind chill at 19. It is going to be a little bit breezy at times with southwest winds at around 10 to 20 miles per hour. A good chunk of the daytime is dry today, but again, we'll have some light rain, late afternoon, switching to some snow later on this evening. I don't think that snow will be a big impact for most of us. There's the brand new 7-day forecast if you want to check that out. Obviously, that features the very cold temperatures. You click on it, it pops up full screen. And again, a pretty quiet stretch through next week. Nothing big except for the somewhat Arctic air that is in place. I've got the brand new weather story up here loaded as well. And if you want to keep on cruising down the page, you can see your regional and national weather maps and various radars. my favorite, as I always show you in the morning time, is this one right here. We can precip type this and look at a little bit of rain, snow out to our west. So that's what's on the way later on today. We can plop on the high definition satellite view as well, which is always kind of cool to look at. Hey, there's like a little sliver of sunshine out to the west, out towards Evansville. If you look closely there, as we zoom in, we got a stubborn layer of clouds over us right now. But before we get in that little mix later on today, maybe we'll sneak in a little peak of sunshine for us a little bit later on. Hey, thanks again for tuning in. We'll take a look at some comments popping in. If you have any weather questions, drop them in here. I'll do my best to answer anything you got. We have got Christian Walker in the house this morning with 27 degrees there in Indianapolis. My stepmom in Indianapolis reported, I think 24 up there around the Pendleton area. Orlean Whitlow with a good morning, 31 degrees in Hodgenville right now. That's not too bad. And Beverly Haggis with a good morning from Borden, Indiana. We'll wave again out the weather window 5,000 out towards your direction. Christian's on the third cup of coffee. He's taking it easy. Good morning, Judy Stalker from Paoli, Indiana. I'm looking that direction as well. And Deanna Wolf, good morning, 20 degrees in Owenton, Kentucky with some snow showers. All right. Erica from Charlestown with 33 degrees. Love the backyard or front yard thermometer reports. I just checked mine. It was 33, same as Erica's. We got a good morning from Perry Porter with my coffee in hand. Sure. Hope Sunday looks better than Saturday. I lost my jokes page. If I find it, I'll post a few. All right. We got to get Perry Porter's coffee jokes in here. Speaking of which, I'll take a little sip there. Hey, John Fox, good morning to you. Thanks for tuning in there from the Highview area. Marcelin Wilson with a good morning. Christian, I don't have any plans this weekend. What do you got going on? Sometimes I really appreciate and take advantage of nothing. Nothing, no plans. So do you think we'll have much snow around my area this weekend? So Orlean, I'll show you the map here in just a couple seconds. East of I-65, which technically you're east of I-65, but I think more towards Lexington is the best chance for maybe like an inch. Might get a dusting. And Sharon Smith, hey, I appreciate you saying that. Thanks for tuning in here this morning. Lillian Lasley, 34 degrees in Litchfield, Kentucky. Mary Dale with a good morning from New Albany, Indiana. Thanks for tuning in here. And Rita Harmon, good morning from Charlestown. Not looking forward to the cold again. Yeah, I'm going to be flying through the wood and our wood stove. Hey, I want to show you a little miracle here as we get started this morning. So these beautiful flowers right here, which are on their way out. This is not a sponsorship or an advertisement or anything like that. I just want to give a shout out to the JC in Sellersburg because I bought these guys for Sarah last year. I don't know how they're still going. Excuse me. I don't know how they're still kicking. Those are some magical flowers. They're like even still budding. I don't know what kind of flowers they are, but hey, shout out to JC Sellersburg. That was a good crop of flowers right there. Okay, enough of me yapping here. Let's get to your forecast. And we'll take some more looks outside and stuff like that as well. So let me get rid of this and add this. So our, excuse me, weather headlines here for today. Notice it's green and blue. So this is right around 4 or 5 p.m., 4, 5, 6 p.m., that time frame. So we're looking at some light rain that'll be moving in. And hey, it's going to be in the 40s this afternoon, pretty near normal. So we got a brief little warm up here ahead of this front. Okay, and then we'll switch to some snow showers later on tonight. And then this is a look at kind of a blend of the models that I've been looking at with as far as accumulation. So there might be a dusting in some spots with the occasional snow showers through tomorrow morning. But if you're out towards Lexington, eastern Kentucky, so if you're traveling eastbound down 64 east of Louisville, that is your better chance for some minor accumulations. I'm looking there toward LaRue County off to the southeast, showing maybe a little bit of accumulation as well. That sounds good, Christian. Sounds like a chill weekend, too. Eric is saying those look at carnations, which do last longer than others. Love it. Thank you. Yeah, I was impressed by their longevity. These my picture there dropped off for a second. We're going to have that from time to time with the Starlink until we get the fiber. So late day rain to snow. Saturday on and off light snow showers, maybe a dusting in some spots. If you're, again, east of Louisville towards Lexington, maybe a little better chance of some light accumulations. Very cold this weekend. And then a frigid MLK day. So Monday is our coldest day in the forecast with just 24 degrees and a low of around 10 Monday night. And as I mentioned earlier, if you didn't hear it, this today begins the coldest time of the year on average through the 20th, where we have an average high of 43 and a normal low of 27. Of course, we get colder spells through February, even March. But if you average it out through the last 30 years, this is the time period which is typically the coldest part of the year. I think that's kind of interesting. Oh, Orleans saying, I agree that carnations, they are carnations. They do last a long time. We have to remember that from now on. We got a good bang for our buck for those flowers right there. All right, we're going to take another look outside before we get rocketed and rolling here this morning. So let me get rid of this and add this. This was just a look at the visible satellite here at extolmag.com/weather. And we're seeing temperatures here this morning in the lower 30s in most locations. A little warmer out west. Evansville right now at 37 degrees. So we do have a southwest breeze that is going to be bringing in a brief warm-up today to the 40s. So heading above freezing a little bit later this afternoon. I would say generally around 42 to 44 for most spots. And again, some cloudy conditions and some seagull-looking birds flying around there. Hey, some shout-outs here to our partners, Lions Roofing. If you want to get your roof checked out, you can get a free quote here online, or you can call them 812-294-3595. They've got you covered on both sides of the river throughout the Louisville metro area, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. So family-owned right here out of Memphis, Indiana. They've done work for our family, and they can certainly help you out as well. Some good folks over there. So again, that is lionsroofingco.com. I want to thank our partners here at Ivy Tech Community College. We're going to try to get out there live on campus here soon to look ahead, do some interviews, and see what's happening for the year 2026, which it seems like a lot is happening there. If you drive by their campus, they've got their building. They've got the Family Scholarship House that they're building. They've got the Baptist Health Urgent Care Center they're building. So becoming a community hub here in Sellersburg, Indiana, and powering the workforce in Southern Indiana. If you want to learn more, you can go to ivytech.edu, or you can sign up for Tuesdays at the Tech. You can get that one-on-one information and learn about their dozens of programs. I want to thank my buddy here, Michael Long with amfam.com. If you want to get a quote for your car, your home, life insurance, bundle it up, find ways to save, 812-578-3072. We're going to try to get him live here soon on the show, too, for some helpful tips as well. Also want to thank my buddy here, Brad Weddington Custom Homes. If you're ready to build your dream house, give him a call. You can contact him there at weddingtoncustomhomes.com. Been in contact with these guys. They're still out working in the cold this morning. Libs Paving. So I've been chatting with them about the little chances of snow here and there. But you can go to their careers section. And if you want an opportunity or know somebody that needs an opportunity in 2026, you can scroll down here and apply online. So good looking stuff there. And there's a look at that little bit of a dusting on the ground as we look live here at the Bloomington, the IU Bloomington camera. Again, exciting stuff for them. And hopefully their college football championship Monday. All right, that's that. Let's get to the forecast here this morning, guys, and we'll look at some more comments as well. If you ever have a weather question, you want me to dive deeper into something for you, if you want to just reach out, connect, learn more about advertising marketing solutions here on our products, Ben at extolmag.com. So again, there's our rain snow mix that'll move in later today. Initially some light rain, and then switching to some snow later on this evening. My old border collie hears the noise and gets startled. Okay, east of I-65 towards Lexington. You all right, Annie? She about through the computers down to the ground. Okay. Some light accumulations, especially over the bluegrass region of Kentucky tonight and to tomorrow morning. There might be some more winter weather advisories that come out for little chunks of our area. If they do, I'll slap them on the Facebook for you. Again, our weather headlines here for our January 16th. I talked about that rain to snow mix later on today and tonight. Saturday, occasional snow showers, dusting in spots, shots of cold air, polar air in place through early next week with a frigid Martin Luther King Jr. Day with highs in the 20s and lows in the teens. There might be some areas that touch the single digits Tuesday morning. And again, as I mentioned, this is on average the coldest part of the year today through the 20th. Our countdown here, 6 p.m. sunsets in 11 days, average highs in the 50s and 35 days. That's around February 20th. Our time change in 51 days and springtime in just over 2 months. Today's weather history: 1965 across parts of central Indiana on the 15th and 16th, 12 inches of snow drifts and high winds. In 1977, Louisville sets a record low for this date at 10 below. 77 and 78 were some harsh winters, if anybody remembers that. Louisville sets a record 8 inches of snowfall for the state in 1978. In 1990, heavy snow fell across Prince William Sound and Sustina, probably not getting that right, Valley. Valdez buried under 58 inches and sunk 6 vessels. 2008, low pressure brought snow, sleet, and freezing rain across portions of northern Georgia, 3 to 4 inches. And I think I remember that. I was still in Georgia, at Augusta, Georgia, at the NBC station there, WAGT. And I was also caddying at Augusta National. Missed those days. The only time we had flurries in the 3.5 years that I was in Augusta, Georgia, I think was during that. We just saw a couple flurries, and that was it. Augusta has some nice weather and lots of sunshine. Our stupid weather jokes of the day. Why should you never fight a dinosaur? Because you'd get Jurassic. That's PG-13 one there, folks. Because you'd get Jurassic. All right, what does a farmer use to count his cows? A calculator. I like that little cow there, that nerdy cow in the middle. I tried to organize a hide and seek tournament, but good players are hard to find. There's your stupid jokes. All right, your forecast today. Again, some light rain later. I'd say late afternoon. Pretty good bet. And then switching to some snow showers later on this evening. And tonight, southwest winds at around 10 to 20. And tonight, some snow showers, occasionally 31. There might be a dusting in some spots. Should not add up too much across the area. And just looking at some comments here. Christian's got the Tim Tebow Foundation prom coming up February 13th. Hopefully the weather will be nice for that for you. Dennis, I asked on a comment there from Bedford. I was wondering if you got a dusting from that stuff earlier this morning. I saw a dusting up towards IU. Barbara, good morning to you. Thanks for tuning in. And Vicky Berger, sounds cold. Yuck. You are correct. You nailed it on the head there. And Beverly, thanks for liking the jokes. And Christian Walker and Orlean Whitlow as well. You're very welcome. So our low tonight, 31 degrees, not terribly cold with some occasional snow showers, but not much of a warm-up for tomorrow. Only in the lower 30s for the most part throughout the day, so not much of a warm-up here with some occasional snow showers. Our sunrise at 7:57, our sunset at 5:49. Here's the big old 7-day forecast, which is actually pretty quiet for mid to late January, down to 17 Saturday night, 29 Sunday. Shouldn't be too breezy Sunday, but wind chills at times in the teens, down to 16 Sunday night. MLK Day Monday, 24, and down to 10 Monday night. A high of just 30 Tuesday, so that's a pretty decent stretch of below freezing temperatures. And then we're back above freezing near normal Wednesday. Some of the data was showing maybe a flurry or two early Wednesday. I'm just putting a small chance there. So far, there's not much developing Thursday, Friday. Perhaps next weekend we'll get a system move through. The models are doing a horrible job for that far out. They've been flip-flopping all over the place. Some showing a little snow, some just showing rain. Right now, I'm leaning towards rain, maybe for next weekend. But again, the long-range data not so solid right now. Thank you, Vicky, for loving the jokes, and Lily and Leslie as well. Happy to spread a chuckle every now and again with this stupid weather jokes. All right, cheers. We're about to dig in now to the weather model data. We're coming up to 10:20. We're right on time. We've got the Grumpy Cat for the grumpy weather for today. All right, so let me get rid of that. Let me bring up the Rad Sat. And here's the look at the situation. You can see quite a bit of cloud cover around the area. Notice this little arcing area of some precipitation out to our west. I need to be on the map to click on it. So northern portion of this little disturbance, impulse, mini front, whatever you want to call it, has some light rain on the south side of it and then light snow on the north side of it. So I think we're going to get that light rain portion again a little bit later on this afternoon. As we zoom in, we've got this layer of clouds over us, but actually there's kind of a little wedge of sunshine. If that continues, we might sneak in a little period of sun before we start to get some of these light rain showers moving in later on this afternoon. Okay, so that's the situation. I keep drawing things on accident. All right, so there's a low pressure system off to the north, and this is going to draw in some cold air from time to time this weekend. Looks like the center of the low pressure is up here, another area of low pressure up here. So the storm track with the jet stream mostly off to the north. We're not getting a huge dive in the jet stream anytime soon, which would bring in some more polar air, but it's still going to be cold. I mean, this is, I will call it maybe modified polar air, technically, not Arctic air. The Arctic air is staying off to the north. Okay, so that's that. Let me get out of the full screen mode and we'll take a look at this little mix on the way for later on today. And I think I fixed the color palette. If you're watching yesterday, I totally messed that up. So I think we will be able to take a better look at the models and the precipitation type as we get this little mix to move in later on today. All right, so let's go to, we'll do the HRRR high resolution rapid refresh weather model. I am going to shift this to precipitation type, and this is going to load up here at around, this is 2 p.m. today. Okay, so there you can see west of I-65 towards Evansville, starting to spread in some of this very light precipitation, light rain. I'm going to jump ahead to 4 p.m. today on this January 16th. While that loads, I am going to take another sip. There you can see this is at 4 p.m. today. Starting to see the light rain spreading our direction. I'm also just taking a peek at comments every now and again as well. Christian asking, is there any chance we can warm up for a little bit? We're in the coldest part of the year, so there's not going to be, I don't see any big warm ups anytime soon. Okay, now we got the Perry Porter jokes, coffee jokes of the day, sponsored by Sandy's Custom Cakes in Borden, Indiana. How are coffee beans like teenagers? They always get grounded. I like it. What is the difference between coffee and your opinion? I asked for coffee. not bad at all. Thank you, Perry, for popping in the jokes. Beverly saying, I was stationed at Fort Gordon in Augusta, Georgia in the early 80s. I remember when we had a little snow and they went nuts. Yes. And we lived, I think it's Bel Air Road that goes into Fort Gordon. If you're coming from Augusta westbound off on I-20, you turn left on Bel Air Road, you'd head to Fort Gordon. If you turn right, you would head towards Oakley Perkle Road, which is where we lived off of there in Augusta, Georgia. And I think it was actually called Martinez, Georgia, just west of Augusta, where we lived. Loved it out there. Christian Walker saying, I do not like the cold weather at all. We will try to get you a little warm up here and there. But I hear you've got a Florida trip not too far away, so I'm not feeling too bad for you. Happy Friday to Clara Matthews. Thanks for tuning in here this morning. Okay, we're taking it easy on a Friday here. Happy Friday, TGIF. And we're looking at the weather models here. This is the HRRR high resolution rapid refresh weather model as we take a look at 6 p.m. today. If you have some Friday evening plans, it just looks a little bit ugly out there. Using the windshield wipers, the roads will be wet. This is at 6 o'clock. So if it's a date night here for you, there you can see some of this light rain. Looks like the rain will be steadier, heavier along and south of Interstate 64, lighter as you go off to the northwest. Notice there's a little different color here and there. There might be a little sleet that mixes in before we start to turn it over to some snow showers. So this is now going after sunset. I'm going to stop this here at 8 p.m. So now as we start to get some colder air, as temperatures drop tonight, there you can see a switch. It's you're probably going to have light rain and then some snowflakes kind of mixing in at the same time. As we head into the evening time, I'm going to go to 10 p.m. And you notice the bigger slug of moisture here is east of I-65 in Kentucky. So I'm going to keep mentioning Lexington. So Lexington, I think, has a little better chance of some of this accumulating snow as that continues to switch over off to the east. Going to go to midnight tonight, going into our early Saturday morning. Yeah, Christian, I think you'll get some occasional light snow showers tonight and Saturday. Nothing big, though. All right, so there's that snow at midnight over the Lexington area. And then let's just kind of jump ahead to if you're up early for a Saturday morning at 7 a.m., let's see if we got anything floating around. I think we'll see, again, just some occasional light snow showers for Saturday. Might give us a dusting at times. There you can see maybe a little burst of snow here and there. That's at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Let's go to noon tomorrow. See if we got anything lingering. I think we might see a few flurries left over tomorrow afternoon as well. Sunday, I think we're dry, Christian, and just really cold, below freezing. And it's not showing much there Saturday. Let me bring up the NAM 3-kilometer precip type at noon tomorrow, see if it shows anything left over as well. It's just showing a couple of flurries around. So, again, I don't think it's a big deal with this precipitation. If you're traveling eastbound again towards Lexington, you might run into a little better chance of some snow on the ground. This here is a snow depth map. So if we query this, would be your accumulation through tomorrow. Showing about a half inch, and then towards Lexington, Danville, maybe up to around an inch. So this is basically light coating, dusting, especially on the grass. As temperatures drop, there might be a few slick spots, but we're going to hover near freezing overnight. So I really don't think the roads are going to be much of an issue here for us. Unless, again, you're off here towards the bluegrass region of Kentucky, I-75 corridor. That's where you might get some slicker areas. So that's an accumulation map there. With the NAM 3-kilometer, we can bring up an accumulation map for the GFS weather model. This is the NAM weather model. It's also showing kind of a trend of a little more snow, snow off to the southeast of Louisville. Very minor stuff. Let's go to the GFS weather model with the snow depth map. It is also showing just, dustings, half-inch amounts here. That would be from some occasional snow showers tonight into Saturday morning. This is stopped here at noon, so not a big deal there. The heavier snows off to the north, up around the Great Lakes, where they've got a bunch of snow. They got 2 feet of snow, it looks like. Up there in southern Canada. That's where all the snow, that's where they're having fun. That's where they're having a good winter up there. All right, so that's that. We'll look at some of the temperatures here that are going to be a little bit rough for the weekend as well. Since we're on the GFS, I'll go ahead and bring this up. So there you can see that gray. Those are all negative numbers here off to the northwest of us. This is Saturday morning at 7 a.m. We're not bad Saturday morning. Going into Saturday afternoon, we're going to be hovering near freezing for highs. It will be a touch breezy at times tomorrow. So that puts our wind chills teens, 20s for Saturday. The Arctic chill stays up here in the upper Midwest, in the northern plains. And then I'm going to go into, if you're out early Sunday morning, that's going to be one of our colder periods as far as wind chills. You're looking at some single-digit numbers here for Sunday morning, north of I-70 in the negative numbers. So B-triple-R Burr there. Let's go to Martin Luther King Day. That is the 19th, and we're gearing up for the college football championship as well. Again, not much change here. The polar air is in place. Wind chills in the single digits and teens for Martin Luther King Day, highs in the 20s. Going in here to our Tuesday morning, the 20th. Yeah, this is a cold one as well. I don't think we'll have much of a breeze, but it does show the potential of near zero wind chills for Tuesday morning. When we get near zero wind chills, sometimes you'll hear a what is it? A cold weather advisory? I think that's what it's called. Just letting you know it's cold. Okay, so going into Tuesday afternoon, still not much of a warm up here for us. We're still below freezing, still wind chills in the teens and 20s for next Tuesday, January the 20th. But it looks like it will be Wednesday next week when we start to warm things up. And by warm up this time of the year, we're talking getting back to normal, which is some 40s. So getting it back above freezing, starting to thaw things out next Wednesday. So this is the time period where we're just going to click through and see if we ever see the cold monster that is in his lair up north in the poles. If we ever see that grayish white area drop south, that would indicate a polar plunge. But the jet stream seems to be locking it up for quite some time. And looking at some comments here. Carol Cole, how about Breckenridge County this weekend? You might get a dusting, and it's just going to be cold. So, Carol, you're going to have some light rain this afternoon into the evening, and then some occasional light snow showers. So, should not be a big deal. Most of the roads should be fine. Orlean, I think that's possible. Let me know what you get. Like that's a potential there. All right. So, Christian, we just kind of looked at that. I would just say some scattered light snow showers. I don't think a percentage really helps, but just some scattered stuff. All right, here we go. Let's look at the long range. This will take us through the rest of the month, by the way, and maybe even to February 1st. A little drop out there. That gave me a little coffee break. All right. That's the 23rd, extreme cold north. 24th would be a Saturday. Not this Saturday, next Saturday. Extreme cold north, trying to cross the U.S. border from Canada. Going into the 25th, are we going to see an air mass change? Well, there's a dip in the jet stream there. So that would be some colder air around the 25th. So that would be towards the last week of the month, but the extreme cold still off to the north. Going into the 26th of January, extreme still north. 27th of January, that gray area getting a little closer. We're cold. Going to the 28th. All right, so that's a cold spell. There is a dip in the jet stream with this, but we're still leaving Old Man Winter's worst stuff to the north. But that shows some cold air. That shows highs in the teens, 20s around the 28th. So we'll see if that happens. Generally, we're going to be at or below normal, it looks like, for the next couple of weeks to round out the rest of our January. Okay, going into the 29th. This is 327 hours out. That actually looks like a ridge building out west. We're kind of on the edge of the ridge. So that would mean maybe some warming. This is January 30th, 351 hours out with the GFS. That looks near normal. Going out to January 31st with here the GFS weather model. The extreme cold is way north Polish, way up there. And then 84 hours out heading into February 1st. I don't see anything crazy here over the next couple of weeks. Extreme cold stays north. And by extreme, I mean really cold. This is the 500 millibar winds. This is about 18,000 feet up, looking at the jet stream pattern. So going into February 1st, if we start to get this happening, maybe February will bring down some cold shots. The old polar vortex. We'll have to wait and see. But there you go. That is the long-range outlook. Nothing too exciting. If you're wanting a big winter storm, I don't see a whole lot like that happening. But that has been The good old Ben All of Them segment. Let me go and bring up another look at the radar and satellite. We'll do a recap of your forecast as well. And we're cooking through a Friday. Rocking and rolling through a Friday here. And let me bring up the rad sat. The radar and satellite combination. Let me bring up a better view of the radar and satellite. All right. So there we go. We got a little bit of a light rain out to our west, moving into Illinois. That'll move into our area mid to late afternoon. Planning some light rain toward evening, switching to some snow showers later on into the nighttime. All right, here's another live look at the IU Bloomington campus. Looks like that little bit of a clearing heading their direction. A little bit of a dusting on the ground there. Here is a live look with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera at the gray on the gray sky, the gray ground. There you go. There's a look towards the city skyline from the Clarksville and New Albany waterfront. Looking at our current conditions here at extolmag.com/weather. Let's see what our temperature is. 32 degrees, right at freezing now. Again, we got the southwest wind pumping in. Slightly warmer temperatures today. So heading into the 40s this afternoon. Still a bit breezy. That wind gust at 22. That puts our wind chill at 22. So definitely need to bundle up despite a little bit of a warm up today. So there you can see our live stream up. Thanks for liking or subscribing there. Thanks for just hitting the like button. That helps on whatever platform you're watching from. That helps spread the show around the social media digital world. There's the brand new 7-day forecast if you want to check that out as well. Your 24-hour a day, 7-day a week resource for weather information there at extolmag.com/weather. This is a map that shows the light rain that'll spread in later on this afternoon into the evening time. Should be very much on the light side. We're talking probably less than 1/10 of an inch. And then this is the snowfall accumulation potential, showing a dusting for most. And then off to the east towards Lexington, the potential for maybe some light accumulations there. So best chance for some slick roads, I think, is around I-75. So Christian, my guess is we'll get a couple good systems in February. We'll see. Otherwise, as the kids say, this winter might be cooked. So I think we'll get some cold bouts in February. Lily and Lazzy, you have a good weekend. Stay warm, stay safe. Christian, I don't see a winter storm. I don't see anything I could label a winter storm. And Orleans saying, keep that wood stove going this weekend. Keep warm, be safe, have a good one. You as well. The wood stove is cooking. And so our weather headlines for your January the 16th, late day rain to snow showers off and on, light side stuff, flurries, that kind of thing. Saturday, maybe a dusting in some spots. Just very cold this weekend through early next week, and our coldest day on MLK Day. So today marks on average, what is the coldest part of the year? Today through the 20th. If you average it all out year by year over the last 30 years, this has been what is typically the coldest part of the year. Hey, Perry Porter, we're getting the Arctic air. Thanks for the info, Ben. And as always, appreciated. Go Big Red. Go Hoosiers on Monday. All right. Oh, yeah. We're still getting things hooked up, Christian. So I would think over the next week or two, we'll be back in the new studios to show that off for you. Exciting stuff with Extol Media. So how many days until 6 p.m. sunsets? 11 days. I think I had a dog having a dream and just barked. Okay, average highs in the 50s, February 20th, a little over a month. And time change in 51 days, so March 8th, and then springtime a little over a couple months away. Our weather history for today, the interesting things that pop out to me here, late 70s, 1977, Louisville hit the record low for today's date at 10 below. And then the next year, 1978, had a record amount of snow for this date of 8 inches. And then we had a little bit of flurries down in Georgia in 2008. Okay, your stupid weather jokes of the day. Why should you never fight a dinosaur? Because you'd get Jurassic. What does a farmer use to count his cows? A calculator. I tried to organize a hide and seek tournament, but good players are hard to find. Your forecast for your Friday, TGIF, January 16th, 42 degrees today, light rain, late day, evening, snow, and might be towards It'll be a switch over to some light snow at some point tonight. Southwest winds around 10 to 20. Sunset at 5:47. Our low tonight, 31. Some occasional snow showers tonight through your Saturday with maybe a dusting in some spots. And don't expect much of a warm up tomorrow. 33 looks like it'll do it for a high temperature, and wind chills might be down in the 20s much of the day. In your 7-day forecast, so far pretty quiet. I don't see any big storms as we head through our mid to late January here. 17 Saturday night, 29 Sunday, and down to 16 Sunday night. Again, a frigid MLK day, 24 degrees there, and then 10 Monday night. 30, still below freezing next Tuesday. And as we start to get some warmer air in, there's maybe a sprinkle or a few flurries early Wednesday. The models are not doing good late next week. So right now, keeping it pretty quiet through next Thursday and Friday, upper 30s, low 40s, not too far from normal. And then next weekend, maybe we'll have a system moving through. Right now, it looks like that would mostly be liquid with the weather pattern we're in. But it'll be interesting to watch next weekend. Maybe we'll have a system. Again, the models are doing horrible right now with that. All right, let's get rid of that. Let's bring this guy back up here. Again, just want to point out, you can always get your resources here at extolmag.com/weather. I got the brand new 7-day forecast here plopped on there, and then the weather story if you want to take a longer look at the forecast, your weather jokes, whatever, right there. And I want to thank our partners, Lions Roofing. LionsRoofingCO.com is where you can get more information on all their services, financial help. You can call now, 812-294-3595 if you have any issues with your roofing. And I believe what I've heard, a lot of insurance companies will give you a year to make that claim on hail. And we had that hailstorm last March. So if you want to get it checked out, might be something to think about here. LionsRoofingCO.com. Thank our partners too at Ivy Tech Community College right here in Sellersburg. And looking forward to hopefully doing a live show out there on campus soon to look ahead at 2026 and see all the exciting things happening there, which again, they are building. If you drive by there, Highway 311, I-65 in Sellersburg, things are moving on campus. So they've got a lot going on. Excited to learn more about that. If you want to learn more, right there you go. ivytech.edu, click on campuses, head to Sellersburg. And you can also sign up for Tuesdays at the Tech to get that one-on-one information for you. If you want to get a quote, maybe you can find some discounts here and learn more. Or if you just want a trusted insurance agent. This is Michael Long, my insurance agent, American Family Insurance, amfam.com. Search Michael Long. It'll take you to his page. And he's got a bunch of great reviews. Proud to be an American Star Certified Agency, Excellence in Customer Experience. If you want to build your dream home, think about Weddington Custom Homes, weddingtoncustomhomes.com. That's my buddy Brad right there with Wednesdays at Weddington. Libs Paving is out working this morning, even in the cold weather, and they might be able to take your help in this new year. If you know somebody that wants an opportunity, there are job openings here that you can apply for. Each line right there is a potential job opportunity. Okay, there we go. That has been a Ben at 10. And you guys, I hope you guys have a happy Friday. I'm going to leave it there with a beautiful view of the IU Bloomington campus here. We're excited. It's going to be a big Monday. We got Vicky saying, get ready. Hoosiers. So, yeah, jump on the bandwagon. Even if you've never been an IU fan, hey, there's room. Jump on. All right, we've got to have a good day here from Christian Walker. And another have a good weekend. All right. We are moving. We're going to end it with this comment right here from Vicky. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Join us Monday through Friday. If you're new to the program, feel free to jump into the conversation, ask questions. That's right here, 10 a.m. every morning, live streaming on Facebook. Meteorologist Ben Peine, Peine, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather on the World Wide Web. Hope you guys have a good one this weekend. We'll see you next week.